I stated $75,000. Could you tell me what you said to me? It might reach $150,000 this year in my opinion. Double my initial estimate was as $300,000, so we're tripling our investment right now. In your view, there is zero merit to the claim that criminals hold Bitcoin in high regard. Why don't you feel the same way about the dollar if it was used in 99% of the illicit activities, since it serves a very practical purpose? Similarly, the automobile is very practical. Well, I'm not sure. You should not assume that other people do not value Bitcoin just because you do not see its practicality. Even after almost a month of trading, the excitement surrounding spot Bitcoin ETFs remains unchanged. This week, senior ETF analyst Eric Balser of Bloomberg brought attention to the unusually large volume spikes experienced by the HODL and BTCW Bitcoin ETFs, respectively, offered by Vanik and WisdomTree. A lot of people in the financial world are paying attention to these surges since they are bigger than in previous trading sessions. The extraordinary $258 million in volume that HODL witnessed, as pointed out by Balser, was 14 times higher than its daily norm. An astounding 60 times the volume of its usual deals, or 32,000 separate trades, drove this surge. Likewise, BTCW saw a surge of 13,000 trades, fueling $154 million in volume, which is 12 times its usual. Compared to its typical operations, this is a huge boost. Looking ahead, we should expect to see more extraordinary action in these and other ETFs, whereas BlackRock's ETF witnessed increased but less spectacular volume. The continuing bull market is making investors more optimistic. Bitcoin was recently the subject of bullish comments from Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz and Tom Lee, a market analyst at Fundstrat, in talks with CNBC. In addition to predicting new all-time highs by year's end, Lee went above and beyond by predicting a cycle top of $150,000 per coin. But they're not the only ones who are optimistic about Bitcoin. Joe Kernan and Andrew Sorkin of CNBC got into a heated debate on the future of Bitcoin in an interview with Tom Lee. The US stock market and cryptocurrency have both made tremendous strides recently. Crypto, isn't it nearly too easy? Haha, it seems like every day we get higher. Thus, the possibility of consolidation would not shock me. I agree, trees don't reach the clouds. However, I believe the most important thing is that we have now opened up the institutional, or more accurately, the RIA community. Brokers oversee a fortune of $45 trillion. The majority of America's wealth is held by baby boomers, and now they may easily acquire Bitcoin for the first time. This entire ETF complex has grown tremendously in a relatively short amount of time, and you can see that through these ETFs. And I don't see it changing very soon either. Investments slowed from $400 million, and $350 million the night before to $135 million. I learned early on in my career from Paul Tudor Jones that prices are established on the margin, correct? That is why prices rise in a market with more customers and sellers. Plus, there's a pattern here. These are hodlers too. People like this are purchasing with the intention of adding it to their investment portfolio. None of them are traders. Therefore, I believe that the supply of the market is being depleted by the ETF buyers who are generally using these RIA channels. Crypto will still conclude the year much higher in my opinion. With that being said, would it be possible for us to congregate here for a short while? In a nutshell, yes. Compared to 6 months from now, how many advisors can truly suggest Bitcoin as a product right now? I wish I knew the exact answer, but I'd bet money that it will double in 6 months. We all know that several major channels will eventually be activated, but for now they remain off. Our discussions with them are ongoing. The major platforms are these. It will happen eventually. Why? Reason being, they're getting a lot of angry calls from clients who want to buy Bitcoin with them. Therefore, the salaried salesmen are yelling at their superiors. For that reason, I know it will happen. This could happen, but it's not guaranteed. The event will take place. Time is all that's needed. In the grand scheme of things, these groups are quite traditionalist. Furthermore, crypto frightened everyone to death 18 months ago. Consequently, scar tissue remains. The existence of a Bitcoin ETF that is sanctioned by the United States is remarkable. Additionally, many crypto firms still face significant challenges when trying to secure banking services in the United States. What would you say if I asked you to argue against Bitcoin? For example, $45,000 or $42,000. And the way to that destination? There may have been a snag in the regulations. The market may have grown a bit lengthy, which would explain why people are frightened. In my opinion, the odds of that happening are low. Looking at the chart, though, reveals that we did in fact break out. From $45,000 we were able to break out, so it's common in markets to keep going from where you started. Getting rich isn't supposed to be simple, you know? A few times you have to feel terrified. The genuine core Bitcoin community has been remarkable for that same reason. Imagine that instead of complaining, they simply buy more. I mean, this asset is associated with a whole set of beliefs. Something happening that we aren't aware of wouldn't shock me. It is difficult to have a price prediction when markets start breaking out and new buyers enter. In a short amount of time, I believe we will test the previous highs. Plus, most people don't make it through the first attempt when they withdraw $69,000. You'll be furious after touching them and returning all the way. Something that you failed to sell takes off again. Now listen, once you break $69,000, it may be worth $150,000, isn't it? $125,000. I stated $75,000. Could you tell me what you said to me? It might reach $150,000 this year, in my opinion. Double my initial estimate was as $300,000, so we're tripling our investment right now. Oh, I see. With the ETF, demand is going up and supply is going down. How convenient. Additionally, risk assets will benefit from a loosening of monetary policy, which is something we anticipate. Still, Bitcoin is doing well. Well, that adds to my skepticism that a drawdown will begin anytime soon. Bitcoin's price has been steadily rising over the past 2 weeks. It is financially sound. Additionally, I believe it is serving its purpose. How is it going to prove to function? If you are an investor at this time, you will find it very valuable. Indeed, it has been an excellent investment. In terms of risk, it has been sound. It's really safe as well. Since the blockchain's creation, not a single fraudulent entry has been recorded. Regarding their profit and loss in accounting, I don't believe any bank can make that claim. Only 6% of all financial transactions raise red flags, completely non-existent on the Bitcoin network. What did you find when you reviewed the list of horrible unlawful acts? Bitcoin appears to be very popular among such people. Could you please explain what that means? Since pirates were the first known to value gold, we understood it had good intrinsic worth. On the other hand, and this is just as crucial, more illegal activities employ the dollar. When it comes to this specific account of events, I will go with Gary Gensler. In terms of monetary worth, a car is extremely valuable to society. A practical example exists. What makes it meaningful to you? A powerful Tylenol can be considered valuable. If the vast majority of evil doings throughout history involve the use of dollars, then why don't you feel the same way about them? Like the automobile, it serves a useful purpose quite well. The fact that you fail to see Bitcoin's practicality in no way implies that others do not. Currently, there are no one but the... That is not accurate. No, it is incorrect. The fact that I'm putting it to use in ransomware makes me dislike it. The fact that it has monetary value makes it valuable to me. I am not grateful for it. What are you thinking about it in terms of its value as a store? It's an estimation that grows increasing in value. It's not hypothetical. The price would remain constant if it were a store value. Oh no, consider how recently gold was $300. Currently it's being sold for $2,000. In other words, the price changes.